Hi guys, welcome back to Rev Solutions. Today I've got a real special surprise for you. It's brand new to 2021 and it's the Honda CB650R Neo Sport Cafe bike. Let's get into it. So here we are with the brand new Honda CB650R. This bike starts at £7,299 on the road. It comes with a liquid cooled 4-stroke 16 valve double overhead cam inline 4-cylinder engine, and this engine is fantastic. It's got a lot of torque, it pulls really well, and it does not feel like a 650 engine. It has a 649cc capacity. You're looking at 63 Newton meters of torque at 9,500 RPM, and you really do feel that torque. It's got a lot of torque just to pull away really quickly in the majority of gears. I've not found it sluggish in any gear that I've been riding in. It's just got that torque there ready to pull you down the road. Now the power of this bike comes at 70 kilowatts at 12,000 RPM. Again, that's up really high, so when you do get those revs up, you really do then start to feel this bike come into its own, and it really does start pulling you. It's got a ground clearance of 150 millimeters, so you've got a bit of ground clearance to jump over little things here and there, go up and down a few curbs, but I wouldn't take it off-roading. It's still quite a low bike. Now the seat height comes in at 810 millimeters. It's a relatively low seat height, but every now and again I am on my tiptoes here and there. Being 5'7", if you're a taller rider, you're not going to have any problem at all. Shorter than 5'7", then you may struggle with this bike. The fueling on this bike comes in at 15.4 litres, and Honda, well, saying that, most companies do recommend that you put high octane fuel in this one just to look after the engine. Now this bike comes in at the moment with 4 colours. You've got this really nice grey colour, and I like this quite similar to the Audi colour that they put on their cars. I have got on with this colour really well. I do like it. Also comes in a red, a blue and a black. Now the front tyre on this bike is 120 by 17 with a 17-inch rim. The rear is a nice fat 180, 55 and again a 17-inch rim. The frame on this bike is a Honda steel diamond frame, and I think the way they've designed it, it looks really nice with a dual swing arm. It just sets the flow of this bike really nicely. The front brake is a 310mm by 4.5mm disc and a 4-piston caliper, and the rear is a 240 by 5mm single piston caliper, and they're running both Nissan brakes. Now the curb weight of this bike is 202 kilograms. I don't find it very difficult to move about. It is relatively light, even though it is over 200 kilograms, but I think the weight is quite low on this one, so when you do move it about, it does feel like you're pretty much pushing like a 250 or a 300cc bike around. So if you are quite weak, it's not going to give you any issues manoeuvring this one. The suspension, you've got a Showa separated function fork at the front, and it's an upside down one. And at the rear, you've got a mono 10-stage preload adjuster. Now, I do find this suspension is quite hard on the setup that it's currently on. So if I was to have this bike for my own, I would actually adjust the suspension to make it a little bit softer. It has given me a bit of a headache when I did have a headache anyway, riding, and I was really starting to feel the bumps. That said, it's got potential to be a really nice, soft, comfortable ride. Bike for about 100 miles now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I find it's a really comfortable ride. The only thing I'm not too keen about, like I said, the suspension is an issue, but that can be sorted out. But with naked bikes, you've got no front protection from the wind whatsoever. So on the motorway, when I was getting above 60 miles an hour, I was really starting to feel the wind hitting me in the chest, and it became a bit of a struggle, and it was a bit tiring after a while to hold yourself onto the bike without being pushed off. I think this bike is in its element when it's actually in and around town, slow riding, under 60-50 miles an hour. It's really light, really nimble and really agile to get in and out of traffic. So filtering with this bike is a piece of cake, got no problem whatsoever. Right, so this is the bike at night. As you can see, it's got a really nice bright front headlight. The orange indicators, they illuminate really well, they're nice and bright. Just walking around the side of the bike. Again, you can see that tail light really, really clear. So it's got good lighting at night. And as you can see, the dashboard is absolutely crystal clear. So let's show you what the CB650 is like at night. I think you can see for yourself that display in the dark is really, really vivid. Now the headlight, as you can see, it's kind of directional, as in it doesn't spread the light very well. However, that said, it is still a really good headlight. Now as you can see, the dashboard, it's a nice blue backlit with nice white dials, and yeah, this bike at night is really, really good. Right, so here we go, absolutely pitch black. Let's whack that main beam on. Let's turn it off. So it does make quite a noticeable difference. It really is like having a torch. It's fantastic. What we're going to do here is, right, so this is on high beam, low beam. So you can see it doesn't really throw the light outwards, it just throws it straight forward, so you don't get a good help in visibility with your high beam. Oh, look at that, round in one. Now, just run you through the actual style of this bike. The seat cowling at the rear is really, really nice. I do like this. I would not have a pillion seat on the back of this bike. I don't think it's set up for a pillion. It doesn't look good with a pillion. It is a single seater in my opinion. Therefore, the rear pillion pegs, they will be coming straight off. The seat is a really comfy seat. Again, no issues with this whatsoever. The tank is a nice fared out tank. You got the tank protectors there, give you a little bit of grip when you're moving. You got the Honda flag on the side with the wings, your fuel tank at the top, a little bit of protection around here, and then you've got your key smack bang in the middle. Now with the key, it's just on off steering lock. Very, very simple bike. On the near side of the handlebars, you've got your traction control button. This one you you pull it back towards you, hold it for a few seconds, and you'll see a traction control light go on the dashboard. You've got a high, a low beam, and a flasher on the left hand stalk as well. You've got your indicators, your horn, and your hazard light. Really, really simple basic setup. Over on the right hand side, you've got your engine kill switch and your electric start. Very simple setup on this bike. There's no technical gizmos whatsoever. Really user friendly. The wind mirrors, they give you great visibility. You've got an amazing LED, LCD display in the middle. That is really nice at night time. It comes up with a really fantastic blue, and I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later on in our video. Coming around to the front of the bike, it does look really, really nice. Very similar to the 1000cc version of this bike. You've got your indicators either side, and they are permanently lit. I'm not too sold on that. I think it does look nice. However, if someone riding or driving glances over quickly, sees you coming down the road, and they just see an orange indicator, granted they're not flashing, but are they going to think you're about to turn and pull out in front of you? I don't think in the UK anyway, we are adapted to understand what this is with some of the drivers out there. On the American market, you obviously do have cars driving around with these, so people are a lot more familiar with that setup. The headlight is a nice big circular headlight. It's LED, it's got a nice halo ring around it, gives you fantastic visibility at night. I've had no issue with this last night when I was riding, and also with the high beam, it kind of gives you a directional beam of like a torch. It doesn't spread the light out, which is a bit of a downside, but it does still give you nonetheless a really, really good visibility at night. The forks are nice and gold, they match the engine casing and also the wheels. I love that little bit of detail that Honda have put in this bike. Again, it's like the CBR650. You've got your front grey hugger, your double discs, and your Nissan caliper. The front of this bike is a really nice setup. Now when it comes to the radiator, it's a nice black radiator. Personally, I put like an RNG crash protector, radiator guard on that just to give it a bit more presence. May even make it like a silver one or a matte black one, just so one, you've got the protection for any stones being thrown up into the radiator, but also just to set the styling off a little bit more. Now the exhaust pipes coming down from the engine block are really, really nice. I think these are one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. So far they haven't discoloured. I don't know what that'll be on the long-term review of this bike, because obviously this bike has only done 100 miles. I picked up at 11 miles on the clock, so I'm pretty much the first person to ride this bike. That may change when the exhaust has been used a lot more, but at the moment they look really nice. It sweeps off into the exhaust at the back of the bike. I would change that exhaust personally. Just the end can, I would still keep these pipes because they look really nice and expensive. You got your exposed engine block on the side, which again I think looks really nice, where it's got the slightly leant forward lean on it. You got your engine case gold covers on the side there. Again, just gives that little bit of break up with the colour and the detail. I do really, really like the way Honda have done this. On the side of each part of the bike, you've got your air intakes, and it says your CB650R. It's a nice little touch. I'd probably keep, that's just a sticker, I probably would keep that sticker on there just to make it a little bit more standy outy from just a plain grey side. Further around the back of the bike, you've got your cast aluminium pegs here. You've got a nice protector there, just so if you do go really low, you scrape that before you hit the side of the peg. Now when it comes to the actual suspension, this is a bright yellow suspension spring. I'm not too sure about it. I think it would look better in grey, maybe even red, or if Honda could have done it in this gold colour like they've done the wheels in the engine and the front forks. It does look nice, but personally I would look at changing it, or get one of those shock tubes and put that over just to break it down a little bit. I think it's too in your face, and it's slightly, in my opinion, cheapens the bike. At the rear of the bike, you've got a nice bright LED, which is really nice, sleek and tidy. It just tapers back and then you've got it stuck on underneath. With the rear hugger, you've got a couple of little fins and some slots along it. I think it looks really nice. It does set it off really well. I would personally get a tail tidy, chop this off, get it all brought in nice and close. However, if you're not too worried about that, you are rolling around with a nice rear tail, and you've got your LED indicators and your number plate. It's a chain driven bike. The chain is on the near side, as pretty much all bikes are. I think this is a really, really nice bike for just over £7,000. It's great fun, really simple to ride. It's not overcomplicated with the electronics. Get down to your local Honda dealer, take one out for a test ride, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, thank you for watching Rev Solutions. Really appreciate everyone's support on this channel. Ride safe, and we'll see you soon.